What's going on? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Let me bring my brothers on in here. How y'all doing today? Hello. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Got my brother Renz coming on in here in just a second. We got some pretty good combo today. Pretty good combo. How y'all doing today? Got some pretty good combo today. What up, dude?
What up, P?
Chilling. How you?
Man, I'm blessed to see another day, bro. How about you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We getting it, my brother. We getting it. How you doing today?
Man, listen, it's been a great weekend, man. Been spending time with my son.
That's good.
Yeah, he getting ready for the 8th grade. He started the 8th grade on Monday, so
Okay.
I
So some
remember them
school
days, man.
shopping, some of
Yeah, we've been
everything
getting that
right
school shopping in, bro.
now.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
I
my
like
daughter, she getting ready to be a senior, so she's super excited. The simple fact she started her senior year, but she taking college classes too. So
Oh, that's really good. That's really
yeah,
good.
real
So
excited for her,
you
man. And
pretty much more excited than they are.
yeah, for real.
So your excitement is out the roof right now.
Man, all day.
All day, all day. Well, we got a pretty good guest coming in for us today, man. Pretty good
Man,
guest coming in. So, what's your thoughts on the topics today?
bro, I'm super excited. We got some important titles that
Yeah,
I think, really gonna add value. It's added value to me just researching and thinking about it. I think it's
absolutely.
gonna add value to each and one of our listeners, man. And at the end of the day, man, that's what it's all about. Us just getting better, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It
and we
is.
get better by having, conversations. Sometimes it has to be uncomfortable conversations. Sometimes it's comfortable conversations. But
Right.
nevertheless, communication always makes us better, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I seen him pop in here. Let's go on and try to, if he can send us an invite, and we'll bring him on in here. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
How
So,
your weekend been, man?
man, it's been all right. So I was gonna ask you, because I wanted to talk about. Did you see the thing with the airport?
Yeah, the man and the woman getting into the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. What was your thoughts with that?
man, it was kind of mixed. Of course, I felt like at the end he made it his business to try to get his lick back, but at the same time, at the same time, I think she pressed the envelope a little hard. You know what I'm saying, to
Okay.
get hers out the way. So I think we gotta have boundaries at the end of the day, and somebody gotta try their best not to push the other person until they get a reaction.
Absolutely, man.
I think
Absolutely.
sometimes both men and women could be guilty of that, pushing each other until we get some kind of reaction. Some people not happy until they get a reaction. So definitely got to be careful with that.
Okay. Dr. Noble, if you're there, send us a request. I see you there. At the bottom is a plus sign and um a camera. Press that, and we can bring you on in. So yeah, I definitely want to bring him. Do you think he should have reacted like that?
Man, like I said, she was pressing, but once he got to a certain point, man, I think we all can get mad, but I think he had some other issues going on too, where he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get my lick back by any means," and he was just like, "Forget that she a female, forget everything," But
Right,
yeah,
right. Okay,
so it's hard to say though, bro.
okay.
Where Doc, like, hey,
Hey there, what's going on?
Hey, 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 what's going on?
Nothing. How you doing today?
I am doing extremely well. Hello to the both of you. For some reason, I could not get in on my desktop, but I
Okay.
was able to get in on my phone. So I don't know if the sound will be as good on the phone, but I hope it will be.
man, it
You here?
sounds good.
You here?
Okay, good,
We here.
good.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, well, let me
Let,
move this mic a little bit out the way so y'all can see me.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, why don't you give an introduction to yourself and let the people know who you are? Then I'm gonna let the people know who you are to me, and let's get it.
All right, all right. Well, I am the lead singer of the new R&B group Fine Young Men, as
There
you
we
saw
go.
earlier
There we
today.
go. Me.
Uh,
I'm back up.
I, I won't hurt you, girl. I won't hurt you. Now, I am Dr. Derek Noble. No need to call me Dr. Noble. Derek is fine. I am a leadership coach. I am a television personality, a professional speaker. I work with business leaders literally around the world to help them to improve not only their leadership skills, but their communication skills. I also do some skills training for different workforces. I train in the areas of communication and customer service. So I have been a professional speaker now for about 26 years, and I'm
Okay.
loving every minute of it. So
Okay. Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay.
Congrats, brother, on all your success.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Congrats to you as well, man. Pleasure meeting you and connecting with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I call him Pastor Noble. That's what I know him as, Pastor Noble. So he was pastoring at my wife's church when we first connected, when we first met.
Yeah.
And I ended up joining the church there. He ended up leaving, going to had other ventures down in Florida. I actually moved him down to Florida.
Yep.
And that was before we got married. And I told him we were getting married and had to have him come back because me and my wife kind of decided to get married. We were going to go away, and the family was kind of tripping out on it. So we got married here at the last minute. So he was gracious enough to come back and marry us.
Exactly. I forgot about that. I thought that I married you all while I was the pastor, but it was afterwards. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because remember, you were gone. And I called you. I was like, man, listen, we get married next week. And you was like,
yeah.
All right. so he
last minute. Y'all remember that now.
Everything was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Marvin Sapp. I take my hat up. That's my guy. I take my hat off to him.
Good friend.
Man, brother. He looked out, everybody. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
So far, what I gather is that you were so awful when you joined the church, P. He had to leave. That's basically what I get out of it.
He put hands on me.
I left town. Actually, and I don't know if you remember, Purnell, but when we first met, you introduced, invited me to, I think it was your second professional match.
Absolutely.
And it was there in Grand Rapids.
Yep,
so Purnell knocked you out gate. I remember that. Right. Yeah. Knocked you out. Man, I was proud of you then and proud of you now, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Like I said, definitely, man. I definitely want to get you in here with us, man. Like I said, I definitely appreciate all that you do, all that you have done for us. Like I said, that was huge for me. I mean, like I said, for you guys to, like, everything was last minute. They kept the media out and everything. Marvin really looked out for us. So man, I am just always appreciative.
No problem.
For that. And
no problem. You all are special to me. I know you know that. You all hold a special place with me. So
absolutely.
thank you. Thank you. Somebody in the chat box was asking, see, this is why I don't introduce myself as Reverend Dr. Noble, because somebody said, oh, I see a preacher here. Y'all talking about religion. No, we're not talking about religion today. I'm Derek, not Reverend Noble.
There we go. There we go. He still got God in him and believe in God, though. That's for sure.
Definitely.
So there we go. There we go. So, Renz, what you got for him today?
Man, I'm excited about these topics, man. Our first question, we was thinking about, is it more pressure? Is it more pressure on a woman to get married than it is a man? What's your thoughts on that?
Is
He's talking to you, Derek. He said,
okay. I think that's an interesting question. My immediate answer would be no. I think there is equal pressure on men and women to get married, particularly those who are in church. There is something, and we really need to change this perception, but there's something that says if you don't get married in your 20s, then it's too late, and what are you waiting for? And then you always have to go to those family gatherings. One of the reasons why I avoided family gatherings, y'all know where I'm going with this. One of the reasons why I avoided family gatherings is because, the first question Aunt Ella is about to ask you, the first question Uncle Alvin going to ask you, boy, when you going to get, or girl, when you going to get married, it's always that thing. So I don't think there's more pressure on women. I really think there's equal pressure. I will say, I think, this is just my perspective, I think as women get older, people make more comments to women about their biological clock and, you're getting old, so you have to get married. They don't make those types of comments to men all the time, because for men, I think, you can be in your 50s and 60s and still fertile. Yeah. But when it comes to women, the thought is if you don't get married and start making babies, by the time you're in your 30s, it's going to be too late. So I think there's equal pressure. It just comes from at different stages in their life, though. Right. I could be wrong.
What is your thoughts with that, Rance?
I actually thought it was more pressure on women.
Okay.
And I think because of religious standpoint, I think that we have adopted the mindset that the woman has to be found by the man. And so I think it's more pressure on the woman because the question is asked, like, what haven't you done to be found yet? And I think on men, men, we don't hold each other accountable to get married, or we don't put that pressure like, hey, bro, what you waiting on, as much as women doing as much as society. So I thought it was more towards women myself. I thought they had more pressure than we did.
Interesting.
I guess I would go with that. I think it is more pressure on women, but I think the pressure is them putting it on themselves. Right? I think it's them putting it on themselves more than anybody else, because they say, oh, hey, I'm getting older, or, and I think they just them looking at it and their expectation on themselves. You know what I mean? So just my opinion.
You don't think guys put that type of pressure on other guys as well? And maybe it's just my experience, because I'm the youngest of 9. And so there are 7 boys and 2 girls. And so being the youngest and also being the youngest male, I mean, I always heard from my big brothers, you're getting old, what are you waiting on? So so happened to me too.
I'm gonna say this, and I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm saying it anyway. So all the ladies in the church was like, who gonna get Dr. No? Who gonna get Pastor No? So all around Grand Rapids, they was like, I think they was trying to get you.
Yeah. I got a lot of that, man. And interestingly enough, and I don't consider myself, the world's most eligible bachelor handsome man, but there were a lot of sisters. People don't know a lot of what happened behind the scenes, man. There were women who would come up to me at Bible study, and women who would come up to me after church. I don't know if you remember, Purnell, but towards the end of my pastorate, I always had people standing up there with me at the end of worship. Did you know that? And people think, well, he's getting too big for his britches. He's got bodyguards. It wasn't that I needed bodyguards. It was, you'd be surprised some of the way people would rub up. People would rub up on you, and and people would hug you and gyrate against you. I'm not in the sanctuary. I'm like, if you don't get so, so Man, so yeah, I had to be real careful with that. So, but yeah, I got a lot of that.
Strip club.
And they be sitting on the front row with the fishnet stockings and their legs all exposed. I'm like, baby, with all due respect, respect yourself more than that. And by the way, if a man is attracted to you because you do stuff like that, run, because that's not the type of person you should be looking for anyway, that objectifies you like that.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know it, but having that anointing power, that's sexy to a lot of women, because it's powerful, and just having that authority, and they get very attracted to it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I always told people, and I still tell people, I think it's more about the spirit than it is about the man. I think people are, like you said, people are attracted to that anointing. People are attracted to what they perceive as that quote unquote power. And I think that's what really people are attracted to. So I always tell them, that if that's what you're seeking, then you don't need me. Go straight to Jesus for that.
Yeah, right.
Jesus is still a bachelor. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Jesus ain't there yet.
So, what role does religion play on the pressure of a woman getting married?
Yeah, I'll start with that one. I think there is a lot of pressure there. Although, interestingly enough, I've kind of seen a shift in the church world, particularly with these mega churches. And there's one in particular, and I won't call his name, and I'm not bad mouthing the brother, but almost every sermon I've heard from this guy is telling women, don't settle, and if the man doesn't have this, and if he doesn't have this much in his bank account, and if he ain't driving this and doesn't live in this neighborhood, you don't need him. It's like every other message is telling women that they're too good for these brothers. So I think it's kind of reversing itself a little bit. I think religion is kind of, in a lot of ways, telling women, stay single. You don't need a man, which is true. You don't need a man to be successful. You don't need a man to be yourself. But I think there's a lot of pressure coming from the other side now saying, if he doesn't meet the standards on this list, he's not good enough for you. So, yeah, I think the religious thing has turned on that one.
Renz, what you thinking?
I think religion has definitely added pressure. I haven't figured out whether it's been good or bad, but it's definitely added pressure. And, that's why it's really more important to have that spiritual connection than religion, because certain religions can put you in the box. And so that box itself can add pressure, and it can force you to do something before you're ready. And so for me, it shouldn't be because of my religion or my ethnic background or where I live. It should be because I know it's my season to do it. If we do things because we know it's our season, then we'll be doing it based on our maturity level, then based on the pressure of society, religion, social media, whatever you have it. We should know when we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah. And you always hear that scripture being quoted, a man that finds a woman finds a good thing. So they stress that a lot. And I hear pastors and preachers and ministries saying to women, let him find you. You don't need to be looking. You don't need to be searching. So in the meantime, let God be your husband until the man that God sends you finds you. So that's a strange kind of pressure.
I've never thought about that like that.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that. And so do you think a woman should be a little bit aggressive with that?
Yeah. I think that's a matter of personal choice. Personally, aggressive people kind of scare me.
No, I'm not saying aggressive, but I'm saying
but I don't think aggressive. I think assertive and confident.
Okay, there we go.
Is kind of different from being aggressive. Aggressive is I want you, so I'm gonna knock you over your head and drag you back to the cave.
Okay.
I think assertive is I know who I am. I'm comfortable in myself, and I want a partner for the rest of my life. What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah. So assertive, yes. Aggressive, definitely not.
Okay. Wrong word choice, but I get you.
No, I'm with you.
I guess I don't know how I feel about that, really. To be totally honest.
You don't know how you feel about which part? The man having to find a woman, or you think she could find him as well?
Yeah, because I think everything should just happen naturally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think everything, and that's why I said I really don't know, because I'm thinking of if I had to give someone advice on that or talk about that, I just go off of feelings. This is how I feel, and this is what I tell people. How do you feel about the situation? And
Right.
I think just your feelings are naturally how you should move or what you should do in certain situations, right?
I agree, because everything ain't gonna work for everybody. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
you try to get it the same way somebody else got it, you gonna come up short. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the wedding I was just at, my homeboy and his wife, they were saying how they met at the airport.
Okay.
And she was saying how she
cool.
knew she would meet him at the airport. So for 2 years straight, she came dressed at the airport. That worked for him.
Really?
That might not work for somebody else. So it just all depends.
There's an interesting comment in the comment section. I don't know if you all read it, but
Okay.
I want to toss this out because I think it's very interesting. Somebody said, "I've heard that a woman should position herself and a man should pursue."
Yeah. Powerful.
What are your thoughts on that one?
Powerful.
I think that's
like
interesting.
I don't know. And the reason why I say that is you can position yourself for the wrong person, or you could pursue the wrong person, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I just don't know, when it comes to that. I think when you meet the person you're supposed to meet, just let things happen naturally, because I think if things happen naturally, but I think if you're just being who you're not, say you're not an aggressive person, but if you're being aggressive, right?
Yeah.
That could come off kind of creepy.
Yeah, it can. It can. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I think people can
like
always.
Back in high school when you was being a peaking time and you was picking the windows, but you was healed and delivered, kind of like that, weird like that.
We gonna cut him off in a minute.
Was that comment directed toward Purnell? Or
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
just
towards
wondering.
Purnell. I know you always been saved and sanctified and baptized 3 times. So.
No, we throw shots.
Somebody needs to be re-dipped. I got you.
But yeah,
Take me
to position yourself kind of mean you just let somebody know that you're available. I think that we can let off a certain energy or body language so you're not even available or approachable. So if you're not approachable, how are you being in position for somebody to introduce themselves and make general conversation and actually get to the point where they can ask you out to dinner to get to know you? You can be so guarded till you guard yourself from your blessing.
Absolutely, absolutely. That there are some people who are so bad with their body language that they send a very clear message. Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people you get that vibe from. It's like there are some people you may have talked to had you not seen their facial expression or their body language. Their body language made it very clear. I don't want you anywhere near me. So it's like, okay. So I always tell people, if you're happy and tell your face. Because
I like it. I like it.
you can say you're approachable and you can say you're looking for somebody, but if your body language says the exact opposite, I'm not coming anywhere near you. And then you wonder why you're alone.
I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but Vanetta is, oh my God. I'd be like, you all right? Her face be like, she's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like that. She'd be looking at people, they be like, yeah, I'm afraid of your wife. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I've heard that. I remember that. Your wife is very sweet. Yeah,
she is.
Her expressions are like, not today, not today. She has that not today look on her face.
Yeah.
And that positioning yourself, it kind of remind me of the Book of Ruth. How she positioned herself at the feet of Boaz. So he wake up and she laying at his feet saying, hey, I'm in position for you to, go out and do what you need to do in order to marry me. And she positioned herself so well to the next day, he sent her away with a gift, but he did everything that he had to do to make her his wife. And so, it's very important for a woman to position herself the right way and knowing what that right way is.
Okay.
I would be interested to hear somebody's perspective on the difference between positioning yourself and looking desperate. Because I think if you're not clear on that, I think those lines could be blurred. Because I think some people, for some people, position yourself means make yourself approachable. For some people, position yourself means put yourself in the path of the man you want and start shaking. So what does position yourself mean?
Okay. I like that. But you know what? I wouldn't have thought of it from that perspective, to be totally honest, because I think most women are kind of looking at situations and say, okay, um, the man should pursue me.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I just think most women feel that way.
Yeah.
But,
well, we've been taught that since day one.
Right.
We are given that message when we're young. That if a woman is in pursuit, then she's well, we're all adults here, right? If a woman is pursuing you, she's a hoe. If a man is pursuing you, he's a man.
Right.
And I think that's an incorrect. I think that's an incorrect assumption, and it's an incorrect assignment. But we've been taught that since day one. Women are to be. In fact, somebody even said in the comment section, men are hunters. I mean, and that's that mentality. Men are supposed to hunt, and women are supposed to be the game. I think that can be dangerous if it's taken to the extreme, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, just a hypothetical.
Okay.
If a woman invites you out to eat, and offers to pay the first date, how do you feel about
that? That's a good question. I didn't have a problem with that. And I'm laughing about it because that happened once before. Okay. But it was years ago. But I was invited. And she offered to pay, but people who know me, and I know a lot of people won't believe this because of the position I'm in and because of the work I do, sure. But I am basically an introvert, and people who know me well know that about me. Right. I'm very much an extrovert when I have the microphone in my hand, right. But when I'm done, I'm very much an introvert. So with me, if you don't ask me out, we're not going out probably. I mean, even if I think you're beautiful. No, really. Even if I think you're beautiful, I'm probably not going to say anything because I'm just too introverted to do that. So I was kind of glad that she said, hey, and in fact, she laughed about it and she said, I know you'll never ask me, and I'm tired of waiting, so I'm going to take you to Red Lobster. You okay with that? I'm like, sure, okay. So, I didn't have a problem with it. I do know some men would probably have a problem with that, and that's probably because of the male ego. But for an introvert like myself, I think that's cool.
And you know what? I have a huge ego when it comes to certain situations like that, right?
Yeah.
Even with my wife. And she'll tell me, hey, you have to let someone do something for you sometimes, right? And
yeah,
it's hard. I'm be totally honest. It's just really hard for me to accept gifts or to let someone do something. So
why is that? If you don't mind my asking, why is that hard for you? Not that it's a bad thing, but
I think because I've always just done it myself, and then I don't know. To be totally honest, I think I feel kind of embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know I probably shouldn't, but I do. I mean, you feel how you feel.
Yeah.
So yeah. What you got for him, Rance?
Yeah, I think it's mainly because you still wear tighty whities, because I don't have those problems. It's the tighty whitey things. You got
not the tighty whities, man.
The color underwear, you know what I'm saying? He like to keep it old school.
Fruit of the loom in the house. Oh Lord.
He my big brother, so I respect him. We gonna leave that at that. You know what I mean? Yeah. P, go ahead and segue to our next topic.
Oh yeah, for real.
Good.
You know I'm coming for you, don't you?
Oh no, we got two bald-headed brothers today, man. Him sticking the dog. We gotta stick together because he be
absolutely.
He gives me a problem because I'm still in my 30s and I'm bald-headed, but you know what I'm saying? Studies show that men in their 30s and they bald-headed, they have more testosterone, and he just don't understand that. So. But yeah, we rocking together today, Doc, because we both bald.
There you go. Although for me, it was not by choice. My hair decided for me. So people say, "When did you decide to go bald?" I said, "No, I didn't decide. My hair decided."
He is did too, so he just
Mine just started falling out.
So, what you got for him for the next question, brother?
Okay, take us into our next segment of questions, P, and then I'll follow up after that.
Okay. How do you feel about a woman? Wait, let me see. Let's see, because I think I want to go with something else. Hold on.
Okay. I'm not answering any questions about draws. So
No. We had our debate about that, and we let him wear his tighty whities. He performed better when he wears tighty whities, so we kind of left him alone, man.
No more draws.
What advice would you give a woman to avoid the pressure of getting married?
What advice would you give a woman to avoid the pressure of getting married?
Yes.
Well, I have said to women in the past who have asked me, do you think I need to get married and you think my clock is running out? I always ask them this question. Do you think you would be happier with someone you don't want to be with? Ooh. Or happy by yourself? Which would make you happier? Wow. Married and miserable, or single and alone, and they may be two extremes, but you have to ask yourself, which one would you be more comfortable with? I think if you think it through, you'll realize it's probably better to be alone and fulfilled and searching than it is to be with somebody that you really don't want to be with. I know so many people, and especially in my previous work as a pastor, so many people came to me for quote unquote counseling sessions, just miserable. Okay. And you have to ask them, so why did you get married? And one of the responses I always heard was, well, because I felt I needed to. I'm like, yeah. So you gotta be real careful with that. So my response to that is, would you be happy with this person, or would you be happier alone? And by the way, we need to make a distinction between being alone and being lonely.
Right.
You can be alone without being lonely. Okay. Alone doesn't have to mean loneliness. Alone doesn't have to mean depression. Alone does not have to mean sad. It just means that you're not partnered with somebody. So It is possible to be alone and be happy. So I always tell people, I would rather be alone and happy than married and miserable. That's just my take on it.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Rance?
Again, that is not a rush. Do it when you know it's that season. I think that's key, man, to know when it's your time and when it's your season. If you know that, if you in tune with that, bro, then chances are everybody gonna have problems. Everybody gonna go through trials and tribulations, but you'll be able to withstand that trial and that tribulation.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So that
I think also. Oh, go ahead.
That's very powerful, and that kind of take us into our next question with dealing with a person's past. Do you think a person's what position or what authority do you think a person's past should have on that present relationship? Should a person's past be held against them?
I think it depends on the situation, and it depends on what the past is. And I'll give you an example. There's a couple that I know of recently. She found out that he changed his name, and he changed his name because he had some felonies, and one of them was felony assault against his former wife. That's part of your past that needs to come. Yeah, that's a situation where, your past needs to be a part of the conversation. So that's one of those examples. But, if it's not something extreme like that, I think we all need to realize that we are all broken in some way. Yeah. We are all flawed in some way. There's something about each of us. I mean, once the lights are off, your lights, camera, action, once all that is done, there is some ugliness in each of us. Right. And none of us wants to be judged by the ugly parts of our lives, because we all have them. There's enough bad in the good folks, and there's enough good in the bad folks to keep any of us from judging anybody. So I don't think your past should keep you from moving forward in your future, unless you're not being honest with the person you're trying to be in a relationship with about your past. I mean, if you're marrying a woman and you told her your name is Leroy when your name is actually Dan, and you had a previous wife that you almost killed, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you feel about past relationships? Should that be discussed?
I think so. Some people disagree with me on this, and feel free to disagree. I think past relationships should be discussed. And here's the only reason why I say that. I think the reason why past relationships should be discussed is because, whether you want to believe it or not, every relationship that you're a part of takes something from you and you give something to it. So you leave a part of yourself, and I'm talking in a spiritual sense, not a physical sense.
Okay.
But you leave a part of yourself in every relationship that you're in. And so if you want the relationship you're in to be a healthy one, you have to effectively deal with your previous relationships. If you had some other relationships that did not end well, I think you and the person you're currently dating or pursuing need to talk about that. I think you need to say, she and I were engaged for a year and we broke up, and here's the reason why. You can't heal what you don't admit to. So you have to admit to it before you can heal from it. So now I don't think that means every detail of every relationship needs to be discussed, but yeah, there are some details that you really need to discuss in order to move forward and be healthy.
Yes.
That was a wild moment. You can't heal from what you don't admit to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
powerful.
I like that. So that's
Pete, what about something like body count? Do you think a person past body count can have an effect on your present relationship as far as the how many people that they were with before? What's your thoughts on that, Purnell?
Good question.
I'm gonna
Very
say
good
no. If you're mature, no. Right?
Okay.
And I say that
Go ahead. You're out there now.
I'm gonna keep it 100, y'all.
You're out there now.
Please, hey, Doc, you be skating around stuff. I gotta stop you from skating.
Try.
Let's go.
But
yeah,
I guess the more experience, it is what it is, right?
Okay.
But I mean, I think most guys will be like, the more experience she has, the better sexually she may be. But realistically, most guys prefer their woman to have a lower count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it's do's and don'ts to that. With the lower count, it's less experience. Right?
Right.
I mean, just being honest, and maybe not can satisfy you and because of lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And that's a real thing. You know what I mean? And yeah, you can say, oh yeah, I can teach this, and that. Maybe not. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. So I'm just saying my opinion is I don't know. I mean, to be totally honest, not to put my wife out there, but I'm the second guy she's ever been with. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I prefer.
Did that affect your relationship in a negative way, Purnell?
No, but you know what I think it does? It makes a lot of communication, right? We had to have a lot of communication and experimenting and just say, okay, let's go for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like I said, and then I think you have to be patient in those situations because she has to get to know herself also, right? And say, okay, you know what? I like this. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. And I think that's and babe, don't kill me for
Hey, we gotta take this question right quick, Pete. Somebody said, would you rather your woman to have 2 sex partners but have sex 50 times or 50 partners just 1 time?
That's an excellent question, by the way.
Yeah,
excellent question.
I'm gonna say from a guy perspective, probably 2 sex partners. You know what I mean?
Keeping it 100, yeah.
But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got my hand up. Ask me how I feel about it.
Okay. Dr. Novite, Derek, how do you feel about that question? We're gonna ignore Lorenzo.
That's all good.
Oh man, I was about to say something, and then somebody said it in the chat box. Somebody said experience doesn't mean expertise, and that's what I was thinking. Just because somebody is experienced sexually does not mean that they are a sexual expert. So I mean, they may have had several partners, but they're still not very good at satisfying.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How many speakings have you done?
How many speaking?
How many events have you done?
In my life?
Yeah, ballpark.
Oh wow, tens of thousands. I mean, literally, I average 300 speaking engagements per year, and I've been averaging that for about 12 years now. So a lot.
Are you better now, or are you better when you did too?
I'm much better now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but now you want to go there. You want to go there. Speaking works out a different organ than sex does. It ain't the same, but you know it's not. Don't even go there.
That's how he's doing that pool table. That's exactly how he's doing the pool table. He trying to sex
Oh my God. I see I need to re-baptize Purnell. All right, no problem. I'm coming out of retirement. I'm coming out of retirement just to get you dipped again, man.
He needs to sleep in the holy water for a whole 24 hours.
Lord Jesus.
So what's your thoughts with that, Riz?
What's my thoughts on it?
Yeah.
The past don't matter as long as it, if it's in the past and it's not done now, it don't matter. So hopefully she learned 30 positions. And I know 39 positions, and 30 plus 39 is 69.
Y'all need to stop. That's it.
They
are. I don't know if y'all. They are lighting up the chat box. They are lighting up some of these questions. I'm gonna let y'all answer those because I'm a grown man, but some of these questions are making me blush. I'm like, what the heck?
Are everything, man. Listen to me. They are everything.
Some of these questions.
What? Okay, give us a question. Give us a question from the chat box.
Okay, here's the one that jumped out at me, and I'm going to tell you in advance. I'm not answering this one, so don't even ask me.
I got it.
What if the woman has amazing head and average coochie? Is that okay?
Okay, and can
I read it, but I ain't answering.
Can we get a name?
I'm going to say
that.
And the person's name, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll send you the picture of.
Oh my God.
Lord.
I don't know why that one jumped out when I looked too.
Oh my God.
Ooh, boy.
Amazing head and average. Wow.
What was her name?
Panama Princess 007.
Okay.
So is that a friend of yours?
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
OMG. Okay.
I'm gonna let Riz go for that one. Go for it, Riz.
I'm gonna let Riz go for that one too. Go for it, Riz. That's your question, Doc.
I'm just saying like this. I can work with amazing and average, so we gonna work with amazing and average. I mean, I ain't complaining with amazing and average. Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna let it be. Just leave it alone. I'm gonna let that be.
I like it. I like it.
Scorpio, I am 43 just said, Pastor, we want your perspective. No, you don't. Trust me. You don't. I don't even know. And the reason why I was avoiding that one is I honestly don't know how to answer that. Whether if a woman has gives amazing head but average, I mean, I think those are relative terms. I can't believe y'all got me on here talking.
Flip a coin and say it.
Y'all got me on here using the word coochie. Okay, let's see. My mama gonna come back from heaven and whoop me. You know what? And
it wasn't us. It was the people.
Oh my God.
We're laughing about it, but honestly, seriously, I think those are relative terms. What does average mean when it comes to sexual experience? For some people, if you don't make their eyes roll into the back of their head, it wasn't enjoyable. For some people, and I'm just going to put myself out there, for me, I am much more turned on by intimacy than I am by sex.
Okay.
I love cuddling more than I love anything sexual. And that's just me. I mean, give me let's cuddle up and watch a movie and let me, kiss the back of your neck. I'm cool with that. That to me is more of a turn on than anything. For me, after that, sex is a letdown. So, how do you, what is average coochie? I don't know what average would be. I think it's just relative. Lord.
Hey.
I gotta go repent now.
Hey, P, P, it sounds like to me we're gonna have some amazing nights and we're gonna have some average nights sometime. If it's amazing and average.
Somebody said I need cuddles and vitamin D. I'm with you.
Listen. I'm married, so everything is premium from this point. Okay, nothing's average.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
I'm about to start singing "Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross." Y'all taking me there. Y'all taking...
Nah,
what
that's
you got
funny.
for him, Ren?
Man, listen, they didn't make me forget the title and everything else.
Man, like I said, man, our people, I love them, man, because
what?
they speak
Is
from
there
their heart
another
and they say,
question?
you know what? This is what I want to know, and I like it. I like it.
Yeah. That is too funny to me.
They say you kiss somebody on the back of the neck and then stop, you're gonna get slapped. You saw that?
I just read that one.
Yeah.
I just read that one.
How can your previous relationships, I think we did that one, previous relationships affect your current relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not healed from, if your previous relationship, well, it goes both ways. If your previous relationship did not end well and did not go well, if you're not healed from it, you're going to take that baggage into your next relationship, and the new person you're with does not deserve to be the brunt end of your pain from your unresolved issues. On the flip side of that, if the previous relationship you were in was a wonderful one, and for whatever reason it had to end, you go into a new relationship comparing your new person to the old person, and that's not fair either. So I think it goes both ways. And I've been in that second situation as well, and somebody broke up with me because, well, you know, and I think you knew this, Purnell. When I was in college, I was engaged, and she was killed by a drunk driver. I think I told you that.
Yeah, we talked about
that. So yeah, I did tell you that. So she was killed by a drunk driver like 3 months before the wedding, right?
Okay.
So the next person I started dating, I didn't start dating again until 5 years afterwards.
Okay.
And I didn't realize I was doing it, but the lady I started dating said to me, you know what, I got to break up with you because I will never be able to compare to your dead fiance. And she was right. You know, I kept comparing her to Debbie. And that was not fair to her. So, you know, I wasn't healed. You know, my relationship with Debbie was a wonderful one, but it ended in her death. So when I went into the next relationship, I still wasn't over that.
Right.
So I kept trying to make this woman like Debbie, and she wasn't. And that wasn't fair. So, yeah, it works both ways.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
What's your thoughts on past relationship, Rand?
Man, he did a good job. Thank you for that. Just to try to use your pain as strength. You know what I'm saying? Like he said earlier, we've all went through some kind of trauma, some kind of heartbreak. How about we try our best to learn from it so that we don't repeat those same mistakes? I've learned in life sometimes you can look at your mistakes and it could truly be a cheat code to victory. Yeah. If you allow it to be a cheat code, it could be a cheat code. I know where I messed up the time before that one and the time after that one. So this time I'm not going to repeat that same behavior so I don't get those same results. And you know, it could be a good thing if you allow it to be. It's what we make it. Yeah. Great point.
I guess I look at past relationships and I don't look at the other person. I look at me. And what I mean by that is I say, okay, me looking at the other person is not beneficial to me. Looking at me and saying, this is what was said that I wasn't doing what I need to try to do. Or this is, I'm going to say in any past, whatever, I want to take the bad and make it better. And I just look at it and say, how can I be better? Because me harping on the past or what somebody didn't do is not beneficial to me, right? Because it's a new person and a new situation. So I need to move forward with that and be a new me in this situation, just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I agree.
Just my opinion.
I agree, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, what last question you got for him, Rance?
What's your closing? What kind of closing thoughts or advice, would you give somebody that's along with the pressure, having that pressure of getting married as well as dealing with a person past? What would be your last words or your final advice that you would want to say to someone?
Yeah. Everybody has a past, and everybody has a line that they don't want to cross. You just need to be clear. You need to be clear about what your line is. And by that, I mean, you need to be clear about what your deal breakers are.
Okay.
I believe everybody has certain things that are just deal breakers for them. And I tell you, you need to be clear about that and don't settle for less when it comes to that. Like, for me, physical abuse of any kind and cheating of any kind is a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
If you take a swing at me or I find out you were cheating on me, I'm done, no matter how much you apologize. Now, for some other people, I know some people who are in very healthy relationships now, and early in their relationship, one of the partners cheated on the other one, and they healed from that. And that's fine for them. Okay. That wasn't a deal breaker for them. That would have been a deal breaker for me. So, it's not that, my deal breaker is better or worse. It's that you just need to be clear about what your deal breakers are. At the same time, you also need to be careful about being too judgmental because, again, we all have a past. Yep. So you just have to be able to ask yourself, and probably the best way to look at it is this. Think about the biggest mistake you've made in your life. And now think about somebody that you are desperately in love with. How would you feel if that person said, I don't want to have anything to do with you because of that mistake you made? Right. How would that make you feel? It probably wouldn't make you feel too good either. So, judge not, lest ye be judged with the same measure, so just be careful about that. But I guess the last piece of advice I would give is, know what your boundaries are. And people who really want to be with you will respect those boundaries. Mm-hmm. If they don't respect those boundaries, it was never meant to be in the first place.
Okay. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, but we got one more before we let you go, so that the audience won't jump on Purnell, because I'm gonna run and hide. What's your thoughts on why are good women overlooked in today's time in society? Why are good women overlooked?
Great question.
I think good women are overlooked. One, because they're not putting themselves out there, right? As far as if you're available, make yourself available.
So would that go back to the positioning comment that somebody put earlier? Would that go back to that in your opinion, to a good woman positioning herself?
I think so. I think so. But you're going to overlook a situation, or you're going to overlook it. And then I think too, it's attitude, right? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of women come off that are professional with I don't need a man attitude, right? Yeah. And I think that's not sexy to me.
Yeah.
That's not sexy. And just looking at that and saying, okay, you're a woman, be a woman in every aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a masculine woman. I need a woman that, if you don't like what I'm doing, communication is everything. Just talk to me about it, right? But to raise up or act like you're tough or a man or this and that, that's not sexy. What's sexy is, like V. If I'm getting on, or she want to talk, she'll wait till I'm laying down and say, hey, let's talk about this or this, right? And I think you have to know the right times to talk to people also. She knows the right time to talk to me and say, okay, he's in this state. It's a good time to talk to him, right? And so go for it.
I have a take on that, if you don't mind. Why are good women overlooked? I was just talking to a good friend of mine about this, and she is truly a friend, and she's been a friend to me for about 25 years. Okay. But she's not small, okay? She's not small at all. She's a rather big woman, but the sweetest person you'd ever want to meet. And she was crying on my shoulder as a friend, literally, because, it's like, because I don't look like Beyonce, because I don't look like Nia Long, nobody wants me. And I think some women are overlooked because they don't look like they stepped off the cover of a magazine. But I tell people all the time, I've seen a lot of demons who live in beautiful houses. Okay. It's not the house, it's the occupant of the house. So I think some people are overlooked, and it's not just women. I know the topic is women, but that doesn't just apply to women as well. Some people are overlooked because they don't look the way. There are some brothers who will never get any action because they don't look like Idris or Denzel. And I think we look for superficial things. I think we need to be more about, we need to be more about a person's character. We need to be more about a person's personality. Because, I mean, what comes out of your mouth makes you more unattractive to me than your body does.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, but I'm just going to, I think you have to be comfortable with who you're with also.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And so I think a lot of people aren't comfortable with a bigger woman or a heavier set woman. And
and not only that though, but a person have to have confidence within themselves.
They do, but
if you're overweight and you're not doing nothing about it, your confidence is going to be low. And
I think you have to have confidence in your person too. When they go out, it's a representation of you, right? And so I just feel like you have to feel that. And I'm not saying it's anything wrong with it. I'm just speaking,
I hear you.
I'm just speaking 100% and say, okay, some people aren't that confident. I say, oh, you know, this is not what I wanted. This is just not my preference, right?
Yeah.
And I think in those areas, but if you are a bigger woman, keep yourself together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep yourself together and then I think just put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that. But I think it's about personal preference also. Yeah. Personal preference also.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
We appreciate you coming on with us today.
We done? Man, okay.
We're done. That was our hour.
Okay.
That was our hour.
Man.
So, man, listen, I really
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Like I said,
let's do this again.
Huh?
I said let's do this again when we can, man.
100%. Because
we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, you're pretty thorough.
I'd be glad to.
And I like it. I think today, I'm gonna be honest, we were kind of all over the place a little bit, but you came through and knocked it out the park for us, man. And I really, really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
And I appreciate the folks in the comments as well.
They crazy, man.
Absolutely crazy.
Our people are absolutely crazy. I love them to death, man. Like I said, I mean, we've come a long way. But what I'm really grateful is most of our people are diehards, man. They be here every week. They support us. They send us messages and say, hey, y'all need to do this, this, and this, 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 and this. And it's a learning process for us. You know, like I said, this is all new and it's a learning process. And so, we just rocking out. We just rocking out. So
cool.
I know when I get upstairs, she's gonna be like, yeah, Dr. Nova talking about.
They made your former pastor say the word coochie. Oh, Lord.
My God.
I'm never going to get over that one.
Hey,
no, that was good. I like it.
I'm sorry, but I would say this. It was the people in the comments. It wasn't me and Renz. It was the people in
the Hey, we was on our best behavior, so.
Let's do it again.
Absolutely. And thank you. Like I said, we'll definitely have you back, and thank you so much.
Thanks, you.
Doc, appreciate you.
You got it.
Nice meeting you too, brother.
Oh man, that is my guy. That was beautiful, beautiful. That is my guy. So what's your final thoughts today, brother?
Man, my final thought, we didn't get a lot of chance to touch on why are good women overlooked. So I would like to spend my final thought on that.
Okay.
And so I'm reminded of about 15 years ago when I used to eat McDonald's, right? I used to order the Filet-O-Fish sandwich. And so when I ordered the Filet-O-Fish sandwich, I would tell them, hey, drop it fresh, add cheese and pickles to it.
Okay.
So by me having them to drop it fresh, when I got to the window, they would always say, pull up, and when your order is ready, we'll bring it out to you. That process always took longer. So in our reality, it'll be people that come behind me, they would get their food before me. But that was okay because when I got it, it was a special order, right?
Okay.
And there's nothing like a special order. So good women are overlooked, but I just believe and feel like they are a special order. And so a special order take long, but when it's ordained by God, it's going to be a powerful thing. So continue to seek balance, continue to seek God, balance yourself out, and know that your time going to come. Again, you are a special order. A special order take longer, but when it happens, it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Okay. I like it. I guess my final thoughts are, I want to talk to the women with the pressure of getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I think take your time.
Mm-hmm.
Find the right man, or the right man will find you. You know, the rush it's no rush. It's no rush at all. I think you know, you're gonna find the right person. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like it should be any pressure. You know, and I just feel like everything is in God's time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think everything is in God's time, and you know, me and my brother all the time will say, kind of have a saying, you want to hear a good joke, tell God your plan, right?
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times we're trying to navigate our future to what we think we want, but He has a better lesson for us. So I think we got to rock with that.
Yeah.
I think we got to rock with that. Well, man, I really want to thank, I call him Pastor Noble. He gonna always be Pastor Noble to me, but Derek Noble, man. And that, like I said, man, I'm so, you don't realize how appreciative I am for this guy.
Yeah.
Like I said, to be able to call somebody, when I say last minute, so we said, oh, we getting married next week, Friday. I had a fight and got married in the same day. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy. And Marvin Sapp was gracious enough to let me do it at his church. Like I said, good Brett, man. I totally appreciate him and Melinda. That's when his wife was alive, Melinda. And they let us do it there. Private ceremony. We asked no media or anything. I talked to the media at the arena afterwards, you know. So yeah, just really, like I said, they put it together for me and had my back. So I'm really grateful for that. Oh, and I forgot to talk to him about it. He didn't move to Mexico. He in Mexico right now.
Oh, he in Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to him. I said, hey, where you? Oh, I'm over at my house in Mexico. Oh, he still got a house.
Yeah, he's a
over
powerful
in LA.
brother, man, and I would love to definitely have him back on again.
Absolutely,
And,
man. When I say just our relationship and was amazing. Just to have that type of relationship with your pastor where you can talk to him about anything.
Yeah.
I mean anything, and it was a friendship.
That's what's up, bro.
It's still a friendship, and so I can really appreciate that. And just a really bright guy, really bright guy. So thank you guys, thank you, my brother. Another one in the books.
Another one in the books. That's it, bro.
In the books, man. So
we did it, man.
All right,
I like your white shirt to match them white tighty whities you be wearing. I hope you have a blessed weekend. You always catch me at the end, so I wanted to catch you before you caught me. Fruity Balloon champion. Let's get it.
Let's get it. I will see y'all next week. And Rance, I'd like to thank you and your twin, Dr. Noble, for coming on the show. I'll see y'all later, my brother.
All right.
All right.